This video is a primer for you to be able to use in preparation for any type of meditation that you wish to embark on, whether it's a guided meditation or a formal seated meditation. I wanted to give you some information to answer some of the most common questions that I get, which is, how should I sit? What should my body be doing? What should the space be like? There's really three walkaways that I'd like for you to hold in your heart about preparation for meditation. One is your expectations. Two is comfort of your body. And three is to reduce the distractions as much as possible. So I'm going to walk you through different ways to do all of that. Let's start with expectations. And this yoga mat is really provocative because it sets the expectation that you're going to be sitting as a yogi in this perfectly aligned place and kind of drift off into oneness with the universe. And that's awesome if that can happen. But that isn't everybody's experience all the time. And the truth is that our world is full of noise. Anywhere you go, we don't live in soundproof rooms. And even if you were in a soundproof room, you would be shocked at how loud your heartbeat is. There is no silence. It's a different type of silence that we're looking for. It's a way to feel grounded and comfortable and calm by accepting the moment as it is and not being distracted in it or pulled one way or another in the moment. And that's part of how meditation can be really healing. So with the guided meditations, it's my suggestion that instead of trying to sit perfectly like a yogi in a perfect yogic seated position, that you get as comfortable as possible so that you can be guided without discomfort and without distraction. So the tools of the trade are really helpful. Where you choose to do it is wonderful. We're outside right now. I'm in my backyard. There's noises in the neighborhood. I'm totally accepting that right now. I also have different props to keep me as comfortable as possible. So comfort is the other thing. You want to wear clothing that's comfortable. I have yoga clothing on, but it could be your pajamas or some loose-fitting shorts. Some sort of cushion if you want to sit. A yoga mat that's thick or comfortable. I like to have some pillows to put under either my head or my knees if I'm laying down. We'll also be describing ways to sit in a chair in a few moments, but tools are important, and you can also roll up a towel. It doesn't have to be a perfect pillow. You can even put a pillow under your head, and you can forget about the yoga mat altogether and go to your bed and lay down on your bed. In fact, laying flat on your back on your bed is one of the best places to do a guided meditation. The other tools that I don't have here with me would be, how are you going to listen to the guided meditation? So headphones, I like personally better than the ear pods, but what are you comfortable with? Or do you have just your phone and you're playing it on your speaker? Think this through before you jump into it so that you're prepared. So if you were going to sit like the yogi, most bodies can't do that without discomfort at some point. Like you'll start to have your feel stiffness in your back or your shoulders, or your feet will start to fall asleep. These are all things that you build up to if you want to do just like the traditional seated posture. But I use a yoga mat if I want to do seated. I do the easy pose, which is just the cross-legged pose. I like to have my bottom raised a little bit. It helps with the pelvic tilt. You can do that with a rolled up towel as well. I put my hands on my thighs so that it supports my back. So remember, it's about expectations, comfort, and reducing distraction, right? The minimal amount of conversation that my body is using to distract my mind from just breathing, the better. So this is a nice supported way to sit if you're going to sit. But it will be a provocative pose, so go into it with that knowledge. I suggest that you lay down. So if you want to use your yoga mat to lay down, or remember, the bed, it's great. Your bed is great. The secret is, even when you're sitting, when you're laying down or you're sitting on a chair, your back needs to be straight. It's really important. So if we lay down on the mat, most people are more comfortable with something under their knees. I've got this great little round, but you can, again, roll up a towel. I also prefer to have a pillow slightly raised under my head. It's more comfortable for me. What's comfortable for you? So, arms are at my sides, palms are up, my back straight. I'm comfortable here. I can also have my palms down. I can have my hands on my belly. I can have my hands on my heart space. This is a comfortable posture, and I can lay in this posture 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, easy for a guided meditation. Spend a couple of minutes, or even more than a couple of minutes, trying this out and seeing if it feels comfortable for you before you go into your guided meditation. Now let's move into the chair and seated meditation on a chair. So the most important thing is that you have a sturdy chair that you feel comfortable in. Sturdy meaning it doesn't wobble and it's not on wheels. And you want your feet to be able to be flat on the floor when you're sitting on the chair. So find one that fits for you. So you can either sit back on the chair and actually lean back on the chair, and if you have arms, you can put your forearms flat on the chair. That could be comfortable. You could take the pillow or a rolled up mat or towel, put it behind you and let that prop you so that your back is supported, leaning back but not sideways or angled, and you can put your hands on your thighs or your arms on the chair. I like my hands flat on my thighs. It feels like it really supports my back. Another way to do it is to come up to the edge of the chair. Again, your feet are flat on the floor, and I put my palms on my thighs and I support my spine. So we have a straight spine, feet flat on the floor, and from here you can just sit in your meditation. Again, we described laying down on the floor or in a bed, sitting on the floor, and now seated in a chair. These are 3 great ways to do meditation, and you want to have your expectations in alignment. There will be noise. There will be noise on my end, and there will be noise on your end. So keep your expectations with that. You want to let yourself be comfortable as possible. The way you're sitting or laying down, the place, the props, and the clothing that you're wearing, right? And then you also want to reduce distractions as much as possible. That's done by comfort. Comfort will actually help reduce the distraction of discomfort, and expectation will reduce distraction of like, ooh, why do I hear that saw back there? Well, because there's going to be noise, my neighbor's sawing. But the other distractions that you can really easily take care of is, 1, your phone. Turn your ringer off or on vibrate, or put your phone on airplane. It'll help. If you have any dogs that bark, maybe go in a different room than them or put them in a different room. If you have a cat that jumps on you in the middle of a meditation, it's very distracting. Maybe, again, pets in another room. Let people around you know if you're sharing space that you're about to go into a meditation so they don't walk in on you. You can close a door. That's a great barrier to let people know that you need privacy, whether it's in your office or at home. One thing I want to remind you of, if you are taking care of a child or a baby, their safety has to come first. So don't put yourself in a situation where you can't hear them and they may be needing your help. So please remember that. These guided meditations are here for you so that you can explore finding your inner peace and getting more in contact with your body and your heart and your soul. And I wish you the most wonderful time on this journey.